Pascal Siakam to the New York Knicks. This is what we're seeing from Bleacher Report as we are fully in the NBA's dead zone in the middle of August, but we're going to entertain this. Let's get into it. My name is Chris. Welcome to Knicks Digest, and we are going to discuss an absolutely ludicrous trade proposed by Bleacher Report between the New York Knicks and the Toronto Raptors, surrounded around Pascal Siakam to the New York Knicks in exchange for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and 3 first-round picks, all of which would be unprotected. Now, I have no idea what Bleacher Report is thinking putting out an article so preposterous. I mean, where would Siakam play? What position is he playing? He's not a small forward, and last time I checked, one of the Knicks franchise players who we know they'll never trade because Leon Rose loves him is Julius Randle, the man who was just All-NBA third team and an NBA All-Star for the second time this year. What is this? Why are we wasting our time writing this? Why am I talking about this? Because this is ridiculous, and frankly, I'm sick of these trades being proposed where the Knicks give up an arm and a leg in a trade that would make them worse. Why would they trade their starting small forward in RJ Barrett, who's young, who has potential, for Pascal Siakam, a 29-year-old power forward who really can only play the power forward position? This is a trade that was made up for Knicks for clicks, and we are giving them just what they want. So we're going to talk about this, and we're going to go fully into it. And the first thing that I'm going to ask is, really, should the Knicks accept this? Personally, I don't think so. And also personally, I don't say it lightly when I fully believe that if you want this trade to happen, if you want the Knicks to trade RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and 3 first-round picks for Pascal Siakam, you are a casual fan. You don't know the Knicks then. If you want to trade RJ Barrett for Pascal Siakam straight up, I still would say you're a casual fan. Because Pascal Siakam on the Knicks makes as much sense as me wearing this outfit and then going to talk about the Boston Celtics. It makes no sense. It's just completely useless, and Pascal Siakam on the Knicks would be the most redundant move that the Knicks have made since they traded for Steve Francis after already having Stephon Marbury. This would be an insane trade to make. What is even the point of it? Honestly, I get Pascal Siakam is a great player. He's a tremendous power forward. Clearly, the Raptors, they're taking trade offers. The Atlanta Hawks proposed an offer that we will get into another time, not today, and how that may affect the Knicks and the Raptors blowing up their team. But as I said, that's a story for another day. Today, we are talking about Pascal Siakam and this proposed trade to the Knicks and just the sheer ridiculousness of these constant trade offers that really only seem to happen to the Knicks, where the Knicks are getting ripped off for something that makes 0 sense for them. But let's be fair, I'm not hating on Pascal Siakam. I'm a big fan of his game, and as you could see, Pascal has actually had a tremendous 2023 season. Sure, he didn't shoot that great from 3. Shooting 32% from Siakam is not really what you want to see from beyond the arc. But he put up 24 and 8. He had 6 assists. He led the Raptors in most stats. He was their best player this year. He really picked up for Scotty Barnes, who had a below-average sophomore season. Really pretty much no improvement at all. He sort of plateaued. Because to flip what he said to Quentin Grimes, you are not him. You are not him. But, not to get off track, I am a Quentin Grimes stan, and I will not let anyone hate on him, even Scotty Barnes, who did win Rookie of the Year. But that's not the point. The point is that constantly, as long as I've been a Knicks fan, I have been alive longer than some people watching this, and for a lot shorter than most people watching this, and I'm already fed up with all these preposterous trades. Why in the hell would the Knicks trade for Pascal Siakam? I cannot think of one single reason. Where would he play? They have Mitchell Robinson at center. He's not going anywhere. They just signed him to that extension last summer. and he had a tremendous year where he outplayed both Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen in the first round of the playoffs against the Cavs. And then they have Julius Randle, who for all intents and purposes is their franchise player. Sure, like most people, I would say Jalen Brunson's the best player on the Knicks, but the Knicks don't love anyone more than Julius Randle. And I'm not talking about the Knicks fans. The Knicks fans don't hate anyone who's that good more than Julius Randle for some reason. Again, story for another day maybe. But what's important here is the fact that we as Knicks fans have to constantly deal with these absolutely insane trades. I look forward to reading proposed trade articles, even if they're not about the Knicks. If there's a proposed trade between, say, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Minnesota Timberwolves, I'll enjoy looking at it. I'll like to give my feedback. Given I'm not a fan of either of those teams, so maybe I won't have the most educated view as some Grizzlies fans or Timberwolves fans would have. But I know the Knicks like the back of my hand. And I really, really, really hate that they're the only team that every time there's a proposed trade, they're just getting absolutely ripped off, because the whole purpose is to do exactly what I'm doing and have us talk about their articles so they can get more views and more pay in the process. And it's just annoying. Our entire lives we've had to deal with Knicks for clicks. And because the Knicks have not been a good team, outside of recently, over these last 20 or so years, they have 4 playoff appearances. It leads to stuff like this. It leads to bad journalism where people get to talk about stuff that makes no sense. I really don't like this. It always ticks me off when I have to deal with reading these articles, trying to come up with content for you guys, where it's just an absolutely ridiculous trade. Now look, honestly, if someone proposed a trade for OG Anunoby and put RJ Quickly in 3 firsts, my first instinct would be that's probably what Masai Ujiri would ask for from the Knicks, because he famously has that video where he's saying, clap for this, I don't care who knows it, I hate the Knicks, because Masai likes to just be an ass or whatever. I don't really know. Frankly, I don't care about Masai Ujiri that much. I think he's very good at his job. I also think he's way too greedy when it comes to OG Anunoby. And again, someone will get really into the OG Anunoby stuff. That's not the point for today. The point is, this trade is annoying. And I don't know how fans would feel about this, so please let me know in the comments. Would you trade RJ Barrett for Pascal Siakam straight up? I don't think the salary works out, so just forget that. Pretend it does for the sake of this argument. Personally, I wouldn't. And I think if you would, then you just clearly don't know the Knicks that well. Because, again, this guy's a power forward. Remember in 2020, or 2019, excuse me, when Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving signed with the Nets and everyone made fun of the Knicks because what we did was we went out there and signed Julius Randle, Bobby Portis, and Taj Gibson, who all played power forward and were the New York power forwards? Why would we do that again? Why would we want that look back? That season after was brutal for us. Taj Gibson was a good veteran and Bobby Portis was good once every 3 games, and Julius Randle was brutal, but we were awful. We were an awful team. We were horrific. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back to this team that's full of people who can only play one position constantly. It's so annoying to watch. It's so annoying to watch articles and read stuff that people are saying the Knicks should trade for Pascal Siakam. You saying that only shows that you are completely blinded by talent and don't know how basketball works. You can't trot out Julius Randle and Pascal Siakam together. They like to operate from the mid-range. They like to operate down low from the same position. Neither of them are consistent three-point shooters, and both of them are power forwards. We do not need that. We don't need Pascal Siakam. As I said, if the Raptors offered the Knicks Pascal Siakam for RJ Barrett straight up, I would decline that if I were the Knicks. RJ could get better. Pascal Siakam's not going to make leaps and bounds at 29 years old. That's a ridiculous thought to have. Sure, he blossomed late, but it doesn't matter. He's not going to be great when he's 35 because he started late. That's not how it works. Be realistic. The man has had so much put on him, especially since Kawhi Leonard walked and went to the Clippers. Pascal Siakam has had crazy usage. Him and Fred VanVleet were playing crazy minutes in Toronto every year since the Raptors have won the finals. Now Fred is gone. He's probably going to continue playing crazy minutes, but that literally does not matter at all. What matters is Why would the Knicks take on a guy who was relatively high mileage for the small amount that he's really played his career when you really look at someone who's 29, who's this good? Usually they've played for 9, 10 years now. Siakam is not. He's also started as a G League player and came up, so he really didn't have a ton of experience. He broke out in the playoffs, and when they won the championship, that is, obviously. And I'm just absolutely sick of this because if the Knicks traded for Pascal Siakam, I would riot. I would make a video 3 times as long as this screaming at Leon Rose, who I think has done a very impressive job with this team. Remember, when Leon Rose took over, we had a roster of Kevin Knox, Kadeem Allen. We had that. We don't want to go back to that. So Leon Rose has done a pretty good job. All of that would be erased if he traded 5 of our best assets, maybe our 5 best assets, for Pascal Siakam. Why the hell would anyone do this trade? Why do I have to come in here and scream to YouTube about this? Why would anyone promote this? This is such Knicks for clicks, and it's something that has happened for years on end. It especially happens when the Knicks are worse. So I can't even imagine what they would be proposing if the Knicks missed the playoffs last year. Because Pascal Siakam is not the answer for the Knicks. Maybe he's the answer for another team, such as the Atlanta Hawks. But he's certainly not the answer for the New York Knicks, who have enough big men as it is and have their front court pretty much set unless they want to move RJ Barrett for a small forward upgrade, which let me tell you right now, that's not happening for at least another year. So we don't even have to think about that. I think the whole point of this trade article was to piss off Knicks fans and put RJ Barrett in a Raptors jersey because we know Toronto Raptors fans would love that. They love their Canadian players. They love RJ Barrett specifically, who is very connected to Canada, obviously playing for FIBA. Just had a great game, something we will go into another time. But that's really all the time we have for today. I had to get this out, almost like an emergency video, because I could not deal with this trade. The second I saw it, I knew I was getting on the mic. I knew I was going to come talk to you guys and just say, why do we have to deal with this as a fan base? No other fan base has to deal with this. The Lakers fans, they get blessed with these constant mock trades where they're ripping teams off unbelievably. And then for some reason, the Knicks fans, we have to deal with these trades where we're giving away 2 of our best young players and 3 first-round picks for a guy who's worse than Julius Randle, who plays Julius Randle's position, and a guy who can only play that position, like how Julius Randle can only play power forward. This is ridiculous. I'm sick of this, and I really, really cannot wait for the NBA season to start so we can sort of slow down with these abysmal trade rumors. I get it. We're all NBA fans, and we're all sort of bored right now. Sure, there's FIBA, but that's on at weird times of day when some of us are working or just not able to watch basketball. But it is what it is. I digress. I'm sick of these trades. Leave a like, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of this trade. But more importantly, what I really do want to see out of Knicks fans, would you, in a world, this is a hypothetical, would you trade RJ Barrett straight up for Pascal Siakam, despite the fact that the fit is brutal because Siakam today is a better player than Barrett is? I'm obviously not going to ask you, would you accept this trade? Because if any of you say in these comments, I like this trade, you're either messing with me or you're just a complete casual who does not know the first thing about the Knicks or basketball in general. So that's all I have today. Had to get this rant out. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Stay tuned. We're releasing a ton of videos. We understand it's a boring time in the NBA, and we all want content. We're really working hard to find stuff for you guys. As we know, it's the one benefit of Knicks for Clicks. We can always respond to absolutely ridiculous trade proposals and ridiculous articles like this. So we do have that in our favor. We're going to keep pumping out content for you guys. We want to get to 2,000 subscribers before the NBA season starts. And Knicks Digest to the moon, baby. We got this. Thank you so much for watching. Again, have a great day. And if you don't like this video, Leon Rose told me that he would indeed make this trade just to upset me. Don't break my heart, guys. Please don't let that happen. Please don't make me go riot outside of MSG. It's right down the street for me, but I don't care. I don't want to go do that. So make sure to like this video to make sure Leon Rose doesn't do that. I don't know why he listens to me, but he does. So that's all. And on a serious note, have a great day, guys. And I'll catch you next time on Knicks Digest.